Yeah, turn that on. Okay. There we go. I need to mute that. All right. All right. Let me get my video going here. Okay. Well, hi, everyone. How's it going? Let me stop sharing my screen here. All right. So just let me know that the video is okay, the audio is okay. We'll get started here in just a second. Okay, great. So Elizabeth says it's good. Rosa says it. Yes, everything's good. Awesome. Let me see. We have like 31 people online so far. Okay, a bunch of you already saying day 4 live. Yes, I was 3 minutes early. I was trying to get here a little bit earlier. But you know, the nature of these things is like so much going on in the background, you guys. A lot of background stuff happening, but when I'm here, I'm here. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's get started here officially. Let me get my little bullet points out here. Okay. Let's start officially. Let me just do a time check at 6:02. Okay. All right, so hello everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the Unleash Your Inner Psychic Challenge. Today is practice day. All right, so just to review, on day 1 was all about the first thing you need to know before you do any kind of energy work, which was grounding, right? Honoring the body. And I taught you how to ground, release any foreign energies in your space that are blocking your gifts. And then I taught you how to replenish your energy. Okay. Then day 2, we took it a step further. You took a look at the three hidden energy blocks that are blocking your gifts now, and we distinguished it in such a way where it was either your energy or it's not your energy, right? And if it's not your energy, then that becomes a block. We also looked at energy in terms of it's either in present time or it's not in present time. And if it's not in present time, that could be a block for you. It's like you're stuck in the past, or maybe your thoughts are stuck way out in the future, but it just keeps you from being present in the now, right? There's a lot of spiritual practices, there's books even that were written about being in the now. And then the third way we distinguish energy was that energy is either in motion or it's not in motion, right? And when it's not in motion, then that's what you call a stuck energy. And if there are stuck energies, for example, in your third eye here, then that could be a block as well. One thing I didn't talk about is that even if things are in motion, that could actually, that's not always a good thing. Sometimes things can be in motion too quickly, right? It's the difference between like a gently rolling stream or like a rushing river, right? So, you know, just because things are in motion, right? When things are going too quickly, then actually that, in a weird way, that could be a block as well, right, you guys? All right, so those are all the things we covered on day 2. As far as like the 3 hidden energy blocks, I also taught you a unique way to establish your psychic boundaries and create a little psychic protection, right? By using a rose, put that right on the edge of your aura. And the idea is that all the energy that might come your way goes into the rose instead of your bubble, right? And your bubble is your aura, your energy field. All right. So that's just a way of staying clear. So you grounded, you got clear, but in order to stay clear, just have this little psychic protection rose, right? And if any of you have dealt with like psychic vampires, right? That's like a thing that people talk about all the time. Put a little protection rose between you and that psychic vampire so that psychic vampire doesn't get in your space. So we covered that on day 2. Now, day 3, which was yesterday, that was third eye activation day. All right. And basically, what I taught y'all to do was intend, first of all, to want to see the energy of something. And yesterday in particular, we looked at the energy of your next step, your next spiritual step. Okay. And literally, you guys, you could intend to look at the energy of anything. It could be your next step, it could be your career, it could be love, relationship, health, wealth, right? Money, getting more clients. You could look at your animals, your dog, your spirit guide, your parents, your kids. Like literally, you could look at the energy of anything. Okay. But it starts with the intention of like, oh, I want to look at my next spiritual step. So what I had you do yesterday, and this is a review, everyone take your thumbs, right? Put it ear to ear. And it might look silly, but this is just so you could get the physical validation of it all. Then next, put one of your fingers right on top of your third eye there in the middle of your brow, and then the other finger right on the top of your head, okay? So where this line intersects, where that line going back intersects, and the line going straight down, where they all intersect, that's what we call the center of your head, or just a helpful way of finding the center of your head. Now, yesterday, the key word of the day yesterday was relax, right? So what I wanted you to do was like literally imagine that you had a chair right in the middle of your head. And you're just sitting there relaxing. And it's just like watching a movie, you guys. Okay. You're sitting there in the theater, the movie theater. You're not sitting there like trying to make the action happen faster, or you're not sitting there like, oh, why is the movie theater so dark? Or why is the music coming on, right? No, you're literally just sitting there. You're enjoying the action. When the music comes on, it comes on, right? When the actor finally gets on stage, the actor gets on stage, right? And then boom, maybe there's like an explosion. Who knows, right? You're not sitting there trying to control it. Literally, you're just sitting there observing, relaxing, and allowing things to happen, okay? You're letting go of trying to control it. You're letting go of effort, and you're letting go of like any expectation at all. All right. So that's the review, you guys. That's all we learned, all of that in 3 short days. Okay. So pretty amazing, right? Let me know if that even just me summarizing that for you guys, let me know if that's like, wow. Right. You can even type in the word wow, or like, whoa, that was a lot. Yes, we did learn a lot. Okay. Now, here's one thing I really want you to get for today. Okay. This is the energy I'm setting for today. The first day we set the energy, by the way, of amusement, right? The second day we set it to being unstoppable. Yesterday we set the energy to relaxing, okay? Today, the energy we're setting is for fun and surprise, okay? Fun and surprise. So everyone type in fun and surprise. That's the energy we're setting for today. Now, let me give you, I just want to tell you a quick story real quick. And I'm seeing all the wows. Yes, learned a lot. Yes, we did. Okay, wow, it all comes together nicely. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. Okay. I'm glad y'all are having fun with this. Before we get into like the lecture, I want to give y'all a quick story. Okay. Speaking of like surprise. There's a story of like people, like natives who live deep in the Amazon jungle. Okay. I'm talking about the Amazon forest, South America, right? The Amazon River runs through. And there's a story of the natives who lived in the Amazons who, they're surrounded by trees and animals and nature and soil, right? Maybe they might get a peek of the sky now and then, but literally every day that they wake up, all they see is the jungle, the forest. It's like really dense vegetation. Okay, so if y'all could picture that. Now, the story goes that an explorer came by, they befriended the natives, and they invited one of the natives to go see the ocean, right? And so they brought the native there to literally the seashore, the ocean, right? To see like the sky, the horizon, like all of that. Okay. Now, what happened with the native was the native almost could not see the ocean. He just couldn't see it. And it was he was almost like in disbelief, like, y'all are playing with me. Y'all are messing with me, right? And because all he's seen day after day after day, and I don't know if he was like 20, 30 years old, right? He'd never seen the ocean. He'd never seen the horizon. He'd never seen like, the edge of the world, really, right? Because he'd never seen that, he was in total disbelief. His eyes literally just could not see it. Okay. Now, there's another story, right? Very recently, it was like Christopher Columbus Day, right? And same thing, the natives who did happen to live by the seashore, right? Here comes the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, right? The three ships that Columbus sailed on. What was that, back in 1492, I guess? Well, those natives that lived on the ocean, they were so used to seeing out, right? So used to seeing nothing out there, only the ocean. And the story goes that when these three ships started coming closer and closer to the shore, right, the natives were just standing there. And even though these three things off in the distance were coming closer and closer, they didn't see it, right? And the three ships were coming even closer, still didn't see it. Coming even closer, still didn't see it. It wasn't until the ships were finally like on shore practically, people coming out of the ships, that the natives were like, oh, what the hell? Like there's actually people like coming out, right? And yes, Angela, you're right. So you've heard the story about the indigenous people in 1492. They couldn't see the ships until the shaman saw them first, right? Angela, you must be psychic or something, because this is exactly the story I'm telling. It was the gifted person, the shaman, who finally was like, no, there's something out there. Okay. So here's the point. There's two things about both of these stories, you guys. Okay. One is that we're under such hypnosis. Okay. It becomes a hypnosis that when you see the same thing day after day after day after day, the hypnosis is it's like a failure to see anything else besides what you're used to. Okay. But the other side, to Angela's point here, and thank you for sharing that, Angela, it's like the gifted person, right, who is able to see beyond the hypnosis, right, the everyday hypnosis that we're under. It's the gifted person who's able to see beyond the veil. Okay. So just from that alone, right, let me know if this story makes sense, and go ahead and type in beyond the veil, right? If this is starting to make sense to you, that yes, there's a hypnosis to all this. And yet, right, it's the gifted person that's able to see beyond the veil, to get messages from spirit beyond the veil, to hear things, mediums like channel things beyond the veil. Okay. So I'm starting to see the comments coming in, beyond the veil, beyond the veil, beyond the veil. And you know what, you wouldn't be here if you weren't already gifted, right? In some form, fashion, right? Where you're already encountering things beyond the veil, right? You're already getting messages. You're already having visions. Okay. Now, what does this all, and see, I have like a bunch of beyond the veil, so y'all are getting it. Great. So what does this now have to do with tonight? Okay. Well, earlier today, I sent out a message that, there I was setting the energy for tonight. And, just like I taught yesterday, right? I just waited, see what shows up about the energy of tonight. And I saw kind of like the shadowy energy, right? And really what I got from it was there's like hiding in the shadows a little bit. That's the message I got from that. But when I took a deeper look, all right, when I took a deeper look, it's almost like I just got the energy of a bunch of students that are like, I don't know if I should show up to class tonight, right? I don't know if I'm ready. We went so quickly, and I did the third eye thing yesterday. I didn't really see anything. I don't know if I got it right, or I don't know if I got it perfect. Well, here's the deal, you guys. That perfection, that I got to get it right, that, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this right, or, oh, I don't know if I'm getting it. Well, consider that all of that is part of that hypnosis that I'm talking about. Okay. For many of you, seeing through your third eye is new. Okay. What I taught you guys was new, but in a weird way, it wasn't new. Okay. Because we look out of our peripheral vision all the time, right? I literally taught you that from day one. Okay. And then, sometimes when you have dreams, it's not always the clearest picture. It could appear blurry. But in a way, when you're having visions via your dreams, in a way, that is a clairvoyant experience too. You're seeing with your third eye via your dreams. Okay. So now, what I really want you all to get while we're having fun, right, and allowing ourselves to be surprised tonight, is that you might be walking into tonight with this expectation like, oh, I got to get it right. Or, oh, I might just end up seeing black. I might seeing nothing. Which reminds me of a story. I've been doing this for a long time, you guys, right? Just teaching people to awaken their psychic third eye. And more often than not, when I get to coach you one-on-one, and we're in a group, so I can't really coach you one-on-one. So consider this like coaching right now, right? What ends up happening is that I'll ask the students, so what are you seeing? And the student's like, I don't see anything. I go, okay. So relax a little bit. Tell me what you're seeing now. And like, I don't see anything. All I see is black. And like this weird little flash of yellow showed up. And then the funny thing is they saw the yellow, right? There's like, I saw this weird fat flash of yellow showed up. So my response to them is like, so you did see something? They go, yeah, but I didn't see a picture. I didn't see a color. It's just this weird flash of yellow. I'm like, you saw yellow, didn't you? Now, I really want you to get this. Okay. I really want you to get this. That that person was under such a hypnosis of like, I don't see anything, but I saw a flash of yellow. She couldn't even hear herself say, I saw yellow. Do y'all get that? Right. So the moment you're sitting there, right? The moment you're sitting there saying, I don't see anything, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I see like rainbow colors, but I'm not sure, whatever. Right. Just think of it now. Whenever you get to that point, just catch yourself, you guys. Okay. Catch yourself and really catch yourself saying, okay, I'm in that place. I'm not having fun. I'm being in judgment. It's that hypnosis thing. Okay. So here's the deal, you guys. Tonight, one of my goals for you is, yes, we're going to read up to 5 people. Okay. Maybe the first one, you might not get it. Maybe the second one, maybe you just saw a little sliver of color. By the third, fourth, fifth time, even if you just see a flash of yellow or flash of blue or flash of, the rainbow, who knows? Okay. My goal for you is if you could accomplish that, right, then this challenge was totally worth it for you. Okay. Because that's you connecting to the universe. That's you getting beyond the veil. That's you allowing this energy to come through so you could actually see it. All right. So let me know if this is making sense, you guys. Right. Let go of any expectations. Let go of like, I got to get this right or perfect, because what does that even mean? What does right mean? What does perfect mean? Who gets to say what's perfect or not? Okay. And the other thing I mentioned in this morning's video was that the irony of it all is that, there's that saying, practice makes perfect. So allow yourself to practice, you guys. You're not expected to get it perfect. You're not expected to get it right. All you need to do is follow the tools, follow being an amusement, right? Follow relaxing, being unstoppable, all of that, and allow yourself to have fun and be surprised. Like, oh my God, I saw blue. Oh my God, I saw this. Okay, saw that. And yes, Nicole, it's like a toddler learning to talk, right? And the last thing I want to say before we get into the lecture here is that when a kid is riding a bike, okay, the kid is falling off, you're not sitting there yelling at the kid, right? You're not sitting there like, stop falling, pedal faster. What's wrong with you? Why can't you balance? Right? You wouldn't do that to a kid. But why do we do that to ourselves when we don't get things right the first time or get it perfect the first time? Okay. So that's the difference between a kid and an adult. You know, adults always want to compare something they're learning to something that they've learned before. And if there's nothing to compare to, then they're like, oh, I must not be doing it right. Where the kid has nothing to compare to, they have no life experience, right? They're willing to explore, they're willing to have fun, they're willing to be surprised with what they learn. Okay. So have fun, you guys. Okay. Allow yourself to be surprised. And Robbie, I saw your question come in a few times. Could a saddened heart cause you to not be able to see the beyond? Yes. Okay. Sadness, frustration, doubt, second guessing. Think of those as like lower vibrational energies. Okay. And I'm gonna, like, spiritual anatomy wise, when you have these lower vibrational energies, they, this, you feel things with your second chakra. Okay. Or like a heavy heart. But here we are trying to tap into this chakra up here, not our lower chakras. So yes, if you have a heavy heart, sadness, emotions, doubt, effort, all of those can knock you out of your sixth chakra and take you down into your lower chakras. Okay. But this is why I had you do the whole thumb and finger exercise, right? It helps you to bring you up, be in the center of your head, and be aware from there. Okay. And part of the grounding, right? You can release the sadness, even if it's just temporarily, right? While you need to get up to your sixth chakra. I'm not saying ignore your pain. I'm not saying ignore your sadness. But sometimes, you guys, right? Let's say someone comes to your door and you're like, I need answers. I'm lost. I'm stuck. What are you going to do? Are you going to say, well, let me get over my broken heart first before I can help you? Right? You wouldn't do that. You'd be like, wait, hold on. Let me meditate real quick. Let me try to get clear. Let me ground myself. Okay. Let me get up into my sixth chakra and then I can help you. So, yes, you could have that sadness, and yes, that can stop you. But everything I'm teaching you, you guys, everything I'm teaching you is how can you turn on your gifts when you want to, okay? On demand, at will, like a light switch when you want to turn them on. And imagine, you guys, I just really want to impress this upon you that yes, it's a third eye awakening thing that we're doing here, but there's so much more, you guys, right? Who can you be when you could achieve these things? Who are you when you could overcome, right? And I'm so happy, you guys, because for the last 3-4 days now, at least 60 people showed up live. Okay. And, based on my meditation this morning, I'm like, whoa, a bunch of people won't show up if they're going to be stopped. Right. But I'm looking at the counter right now and 63 people are here. Okay. So it's already showing that y'all are unstoppable. Okay. Anyway, let me get off of my little high horse here. Shona says, wow, I got tears in my eyes and my throat choked up just now. Yeah, you guys, you know what? That just shows it's just real. Okay. We call that validation, right? Because something touched you in your heart. That's truth. And when I say truth, I mean truth with a capital T. Okay. Something is true because you're just like, huh, wow, it's just true. And it's true because it's true. There's no reason for it to be true. It's just true because it's true. Okay. And when you could get in touch with that more often, that's when life is like beautiful, right? It's kind of like when you look at a sunset and you're like, wow, it's just beautiful. Or like a mountains, a range of mountains off in the distance. Like it's just beautiful because it's beautiful. Okay. Wow, goosebumps. I don't mean I'm just speaking the truth, you guys. I'm just channeling, right? And so when you're clear, a teacher of mine once said, like, when you're clear, you could speak things into existence. Okay. So grounding, all of that helps you get clear. Okay. All right. Anyway, I went totally beyond my little bullet points here. Let me see. Okay, in a weird way, I covered everything. Okay, so anyway, let's get to the meat of what we're going to be covering today, you guys. So I'm going to lead you through a meditation to start, okay? And then what I'll do is I'm going to have you type in a question of something you want me to read. And, there's 60 of us here today, okay? I'm literally going to pick whoever catches my eye, right? And then I'll read that person. And then what we'll do is we will read that person together. Okay. And we'll take it step by step. Just gonna look out, you're gonna tune into that person's name. We'll get a color, right? And then just see what message comes through in the color. Now, just real quick, each color is a frequency. Like red is a certain frequency, orange is a certain frequency, yellow is a certain frequency. Okay. And think of each frequency as like a different radio station. Okay. So it might be the hip hop station, it might be the talk radio station, it might be the country music station. Now, when you tune into a frequency, it's kind of like tuning into that radio station. You still don't know what message or song is going to play, right? So the key then is, yes, now you're tuned into that person's energy. Now you wait for the message to come through. Okay. So it's kind of a review from yesterday, you guys. You might have seen a yellow and you ask yourself, oh, okay, it looks like a bright yellow. What is the message coming through on the bright yellow? What could the bright yellow mean? And then you're just sitting there waiting for your intuition. What does your intuition say? It's like, oh, the bright yellow means that I'm on the right path, or your future is bright, or whatever is coming through. Literally, you're just looking at the bright yellow. Okay. Just one more quick story that's coming through, and then we'll get to this meditation. Is that I actually used to be a radio host, you guys. I had my own radio show on, it was called News for the Soul. And maybe my station, you might see my old broadcasts on there still. But there was another broadcaster on there. She was a medium, right? And she was telling the story of like, what is it like when she does a reading? And she said she would, first of all, tune into that person's energy. And then like if like a dead relative comes through, then she would tune into the energy of that dead relative, right? And she's just seeing that dead relative as a color, very similar to what I'm telling you guys. And so say the dead relative comes in as a light blue, right? So what she does literally the whole time, she's just staring at the light blue, right? Very similar to like you're tuned into a radio station. And from there, she's just channeling. She's like, whatever information comes through, whatever message, whatever. So she could be doing a whole half-hour reading, staring at the light blue. Okay. And she's allowing her intuition to come through, whatever message comes through. She goes, I don't filter. If a word comes through, a message, a color, whatever, her job is just to be a clear channel and share. Okay. All right. So anyway, I see a bunch of the questions coming in. Hold off on the questions, you guys. Sorry, I should have been more clear. Let's do the opening meditation first, okay? All right. So what I want y'all to do is close your eyes and everyone take a nice deep cleansing breath. And we always start with honoring the body first. And, for me, when I check in with my body, I'm pretty revved up because I was just sharing this message. And so now I'm allowing my body with each breath to just relax. So everyone take a deep cleansing, relaxing breath. Then on the exhale, just allow the natural release. Allow yourself to release, let go. And then when you inhale, you could bring in more of your life force energy. And then when you exhale, just release any foreign energies out of your space, any energy that's not yours, not in present time, any stuck energies, just release that on the out breath now. And go ahead and do that a few more times. And as you relax a little bit more, you could start to find the center of your head. Just be there. You could sit in that nice comfy chair in the center of your head. And just rest your awareness there. And now you could start to form your grounding cord. So imagine we played with a green ball of energy. Yesterday had you play with a different color, maybe blue or purple. Today, experiment, play with a different color, maybe an orange grounding cord or a blue grounding cord, a dark blue or a deep forest green, and allow that ball of energy right at the base of your spine to drop to the center of the planet, forming a tube of energy. We call this a grounding cord. Make sure it's as wide as your hips. And allow this grounding cord to help you feel rooted, just like the trees that are outside that are rooted. It was really windy the other day, and by being rooted, it just keeps the trees or the flowers or plants from flying away. And same thing when you get into trance, it's easy to feel floaty. So by grounding, it helps the body to feel safe. So that if any energy does come your way, body can feel safe and secure. And as well, you could go ahead and start scanning your space for any heavy energies, dark energies, sludgy, faded, staticky energies. They might show up as a dark blue or a staticky white or gray. They might show up as brown dots or purple squares. Just be open to however this energy shows up. And imagine that these energies that are heavy, that don't feel good, that these are the energies that are not in present time, not your energy, not in motion, or if they're really staticky, they're too much in motion. And all these can be a block to your gifts. So go ahead and just give those some weight. Allow them to slide on down your grounding cord. And just like dropping a heavy brick down into a deep well, just allow these to fall away from your body, your aura, and allow them to go down, 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 down to the center of the planet. And as more and more of that energy releases out of your space, you might start to feel lighter, like a weight has been lifted or released. And the more you release, the lighter you feel, the more clear your aura gets. And just allow that to continue releasing, getting more clear. And everyone's looking really good so far. And now go ahead and take your psychic hands and imagine you could smoothen out the edge of your aura, your bubble, defining your psychic boundaries in the process. And imagine you could be centered right in the middle of your bubble. And perhaps the edge of your aura is about 2 to 3 feet in front of you, 2 to 3 feet behind you, 2 to 3 feet above you, and even 2 to 3 feet below, to the left of you, to the right of you, all around you. And then go ahead and create that rose in front of you and just put it right at the edge of your aura. We call this a protection rose. And imagine as we are reading tonight, there's 66, 65, 66 people here tonight. And talking about needing psychic boundaries, it's just a good idea. It helps keep the psychic space clean. We all are each in our own bubble. And just go ahead and silently declare to yourself, my world, my bubble. So tonight, as you're reading, all you're concerned about is what's going on in your bubble. You don't care about anything else outside your bubble, at least for the next 45 minutes or so. It's all about what's in your bubble. Awesome. Now, go ahead and just, again, own that center of head, be in the center of your head, and you're going to just be aware from there. Imagine you could look straight out through your third eye and you could start to see the reading screen out in front of you. And it could appear like a movie theater screen or a TV screen. And there's nothing special about the screen, you guys. It just gives like a nice little setting for which to see the colors or shapes or symbols or whatever might show up. It's kind of like when you're watching a movie, you just allow for the scene to play out. And you can have this theater screen or reading screen is what we'll call it. Have it be about 2 to 3 feet out in front of you. Okay, awesome. Now, go ahead and create that gold sun about 3 feet up above your head and have it be about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. Write your name in magnetic ink to tune the gold sun to your energy, the energy that's unique to you and only you in the whole entire universe. Notice your handwriting and allow this gold sun, the gravitational pull of this gold sun, to call your energy back from your day, from your week, from other people, past projects, from work, clients, from the past lives, even out in the future. Bring your energy to a high gold present time vibration. And you might see the gold sun get larger and larger as more and more of your energy comes back. And when that gold sun's all nice and full, imagine now you could just fill yourself in with that golden light of your own energy. Just watch that pour into your space, into your body, your aura, and every single cell of your body, like pouring water into a glass. And you're surrounded, you're filled in with this golden light in your aura, your body, your cells, your chakras, your energy channels, and everything in between. And just breathe in that golden light. Great. And then when you're all filled in, go ahead and open your eyes and just go ahead and stretch out your body, touch your toes. All right. And so I'd love to get a couple comments. How was that opening meditation for you. What did you notice? What was it like to let go of energy that's not yours, not in present time, stuck energies? And what was it like to replenish, be in the center of your head, have your psychic boundaries set? So let's get a few comments here. Let me just check in with you guys. Jennifer says cleansing. Blaze says I had a very hard time. Okay. Angela says so relaxing, calming, relaxing like I was floating. Shauna says so tingly. Right. Nathan says I feel I feel filled with energy right now. Relaxing, always seeing yellow colors. All right. Love this, doing this every day. Didn't realize how amazing this is. Awesome. Amanda says, got a huge burst of energy. Okay. Awesome. Now, for those of you like, oh, I had a hard time, I'm not sure, like, a lot of times if you're still having a hard time, consider that we did that in like 5 minutes. Okay. If we had more time, what I advise students to do, especially if you've had a tough day, a tough week, been under a lot of stress, you guys, a lot of sadness, pain, take about 20 to 30 minutes to just breathe and then do the energy work. Okay. And then if you don't get anything, maybe it's just your body trying to say, hey, I just need to relax a little bit more. Okay. So don't push it. All right. Let go of the expectation. Again, fun, allow yourself to be surprised, release, let go, be unstoppable, amusement, all of that. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to invite you to do now is we're going to read people. Okay. I'm going to invite you to go ahead and start typing in your question. And then what I'll do is I'll literally choose one person at random. And what I'll do first is just the demo, you guys. Okay. If you want to follow along with me, you can. But literally, I'm just going to do the demo. I'm going to narrate what I'm doing. Okay. And then when we read the fourth, fifth, or second, third, fourth, fifth person, then you're just going to follow along with me. Okay. And again, the goal for tonight, even if you just see a little tiny sliver of color in the corner of your eye, go with that. Okay. That is a success. Even if you just see totally black, okay, you saw black, right? But to say that you saw nothing, right? Well, what does the nothing look like? Okay, so have fun, allow yourself to be surprised. And then, if you're so inclined, right, see what message comes through on that frequency. Remember, the colors are frequencies. Okay, allow yourself to be surprised, you guys. All right. So, bunch of the questions, like I said, you guys, there's like 66 people here. So if I don't get to you, it's not because I'm trying to skip over you. It's literally because in the last 2 minutes, like 30 messages came in and they're still coming in. Okay. All right. So literally I'm picking around Sherry Smith. Okay. Sherry Smith, we're going to read you. You're going to be our first reading. Okay. So again, you guys, this is going to be a demo. You can follow along with me on this first one, but really I'm doing this demo first so you could get the steps, get a sense of what I'm doing, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So what you're going to do first, since we're not, face to face, usually we, build rapport and all that, right? But because we don't have that luxury, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use Sherry's name as something to tune into. Okay. So think of everyone as their own unique radio station. We're going to tune into the radio station that is Sherry Smith. That's her name. And Sherry's question is, what's my next career path? Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to tune into Sherry's name, see what color shows up that represents Sherry's energy. Okay. And then from that color, I'm going to tune into her question. Sherry's question is, what's my next career path? And then just allow for the message to come through. Literally, I'm just staring at the color, the shape, the symbol, or whatever shows up. And I'm just going to see what message comes through from that. Okay. It's all frequencies, kind of like waiting for a song to play on the radio. I'm literally just waiting for the message to come through on that frequency. All right. So Keeping it really simple, you guys. I'm going to tune into the person's name, allow for a color to represent her energy, tune into that color for the answer to her question. Okay. Because that color is like her radio station. Okay. All right. So, anyway, again, this is just a demo. If you guys want to follow along with me, you can. But literally, right now, I'm just regrounding myself, just being clear, being the center of my head. Protection rose up, and I'm just filling in with a gold sun. And I'm doing some extra stuff that I do teach in my more advanced training. So, one moment. Okay. All right. So, Sherry Smith. So, all right. So, I'm just using Sherry's name. Okay. That's the thing I'm tuning into, Sherry Smith. And when I tune into Sherry Smith's name, I see a few colors. I actually see kind of a dark purple. I see a light blue, and then there's like this really soft yellow pastel. All right, so when I see multiple colors, I'm gonna just choose the color that really calls to me the most. And it's more the soft yellow that my sense of the answer to her question is just where that's gonna come from. And again, I just use my intuition. I'm like, okay, which of these colors is gonna answer her question? Okay, and her question was, what's my next career path? Okay. So there I am tuning into the yellow. And I'm gonna just, in order to get the message, what I do is like I like to just try to describe the yellow a little bit more. So like I said, it showed up as a light pastel yellow, but the more that I stare at it, the more it's kind of turning into like a golden yellow. So start off as like a light yellow, turn to a golden yellow. All right. So that gives me clues, you guys. Here I am. I'm asking myself intuitively, what is it about that it started off as a light yellow, but turned more to a golden yellow? Okay. And what I'm getting is that the golden yellow represents something a little bit more spiritual, like on the spiritual side of things. All right. And now I'm noticing the movement from the yellow to the golden. And so where it showed up as like a light pastel yellow, but it got more golden. So, and I got that the golden was something more about spirituality, spiritual awakening, like that kind of stuff. And so now I'm looking back at her question, what's my next career path? Well, based on what I just saw, okay, start off light yellow to golden yellow. Sherry, what I'm getting for you, the message coming through is that something about your spiritual practice. I don't know if you want to have like a spiritual career, but there's something very much in the spiritual realm of things. And so what I'm doing now, I'm doing extra now, you guys, right? So if all you got was like light yellow and gold or whatever, right? And you just got that, well, it's something about spirituality, and that's fine. Okay. I'm taking it now a step further. I'm still staring at this gold, and I'm kind of looking at the other colors too. So this is what we do, right? You're like a psychic investigator. So what else is coming through? What's a deeper layer? So you guys don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it just because. And the purple, Sherry, I got something about like the traditional route. So it's an interesting contrast between like what's traditional versus like the whole spiritual side of things. And what was your question again? I lost your question. Okay. Well, so it was something about your career path. So let me answer your question more specifically now about your career path. You know what? The more I look at these two colors, like the yellow, golden yellow is getting brighter and brighter and brighter, whereas the purple is still there, but it's not as bright as the yellow. So what I'm getting when I look at the two colors side by side, I'm just getting something about really exploring, allowing that spiritual side of yourself to open up more. And then like the light yellow is coming back, and I'm just getting something about just having fun, enjoying it, kind of like going with the flow of it all. Okay. All right, you guys, that's the reading. All right, so let me break it down just real quick. Okay. I started with the color for her. I noticed I happened to see three different colors, the yellow, I think the light blue and the purple. I just went with, okay, which of these can answer her question? Like I literally just trusted my intuition. Okay. And the light yellow drew me in. So there I was staring at the light yellow, just looking for more clues. I'm asking myself, okay, what kind of yellow? We'll start off as a bright yellow, but the more I just kept staring at it, it transformed more into a gold. I was like, whoa, there's something about the transformation. What does it mean when it's turning gold like that? And right away, I just got the word spirituality about the gold. Okay. So go with the first thing. All right. That's what I did. I said, oh, there's something about the spirituality. Okay. And then, I took it a layer deeper, right? So all you guys need to get, first of all, is just the color and the message. Okay. If you guys if at the very least you just get the color, that's fine. Okay. But I went a step further and I looked at the other colors because that's what came through. I looked at the purple, I looked at the yellow, and I said, oh, there's something about traditional with the purple, right? That's the first thing that came to me. I wasn't trying to think about it, right? I wasn't trying to figure it out. It's more, oh, that's just what came to me, something about traditional. So I don't know if that means like traditional 9 to 5. I don't know, right? That's not up to me to decide that. I just got the word traditional. Okay. And then I looked at the two colors side by side of like, well, spirituality versus traditional. Okay. All right. So let me know. That's the technique, you guys. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So Sherry's like, awesome. Okay. All right. So let me just pause here. Any questions on that? Just the technique. So let me pause. Let me just check in. Any questions about the technique here before I choose the next person? Okay, I guess no question. So it's clear. Just let me know if is that clear? Is the technique clear? At least type in the word clear, you guys. Um, just so I could get some feedback here. Okay, Suri asks, what does the different colors mean? Exactly what I just said. You're gonna see the color intuitively. You're tapping into your intuition and let the meaning come to you. Okay. So, there's like all these dream dictionaries, right? When I teach a dream class, I'm like, throw that dream dictionary out the window. You're going to trust your intuition. You're going to trust your gifts to give you the answer. You're going to trust your higher knowing, okay, to get you that answer. All right. So y'all are saying clear. Great. Now, go ahead and just so that I know you guys are still here, go ahead and copy paste your question. And again, literally, I'm just going to go the first person that comes to me or the first question that catches my eye. And just so you know, guys, like it's coming in so quickly that all right. Let's read Melissa Wiggins. Okay. Melissa Wiggins. I wish there were a way to freeze, like, because like the questions are coming in. I'm kind of like losing my scroll here. All right. So Melissa Wiggins. All right. So same thing, guys. Now, I invite you to close your eyes. Okay. Ground, fill in with a gold sun, protection rose, all that good stuff. Be in the center of your head. All right. So now, what I want you to do is just kind of give a silent hello, like a telepathic hello to Melissa Wiggins. Even if you don't know Melissa, even if we don't know where she's at, we're all spirit in a body. Okay. And so imagine the spirit in you gives a hello to the spirit. That's Melissa. All right. And then as you're tuning into her energy on your reading screen, on your little viewing screen there, just allow a color to show up that represents Melissa Wiggins' energy. Okay. All right. So I'm going to name a color that I see. But what I want y'all to know is just because I see a color, if you see something different, don't worry about it. Literally, you're looking from your own unique point of view. Maybe you're catching some aspect of her energy that's why it's showing up as a color for you. Okay. Now, when I tune into Melissa, I'm seeing a really faint silvery blue. It's like really faint. It's like off in the distance. And if I wasn't really tuning in, I'd probably see like just a lot of white, but in the midst of the white, I see a really faint silvery blue. Okay. So I'm tuning into Melissa. That's what's showing up. I'm just going to go with that first thing. So you are going to go with your own first thing. And feel free to type in the color you're seeing now. Okay, for Melissa. Now go ahead and go back into meditation. You're still focused in on that color. And even if you just saw a flash of it, just go now with like the snapshot of it that you saw. And Melissa's comment is, she said, I'm lost. What's my purpose? Okay. So tune into that color, that vibration, that frequency. Melissa's question is, I'm lost. What's my purpose? So it's kind of like waiting for a song to play on the radio. Just let your intuition, your higher knowing, give you the answer. So for me, I'm not getting an answer just yet. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Melissa, what's coming through? The more I stare at this blue, silvery light blue off in the distance, I'm getting that it's almost like you're looking everywhere else, but really other than like your real true center. It's like you're looking out there, you're looking out there off in the distance, but really the truth is within you. But when I look at a little deeper, it's like you can't, it's hard for you to get in touch with those things that are within you. Um, I see a lot of the white that I saw. And, whenever I see white, white contains every color of the rainbow, contains all the energy you don't see. So it just looks like you're just, I don't know if you're like overwhelmed with all this other energy, vibration, but speaking of like energy that's not yours, not in present time, right? All this other stuff that's in your aura is like totally not yours and it's blocking you. So what I see for you is like it would really be helpful if you got a healing of some sort, practice these tools of grounding. But your question specifically, and I totally lost it, of course. Okay. Well, anyway, it was something about purpose. So I'm staring at the light blue still, you guys. What I'm seeing, there's like this saying, like the best way forward is through, right? So rather than trying to go around it, trying to like, it's almost like grab that thing by the horns, and really face it in the eye and say, hey, you know what? I'm really going to deal with you. Whatever this block is, right? Take the time to really meditate and really like lean into it. I don't really like that saying, but that's what's coming through. Like lean into it rather than trying to lean away from it. Like lean into it. And the more you lean into it, then your answer will be found there. But literally, I see this picture of you like taking it by the horns, right? Stare it in the eye. And it's like, I see you. I'm ready to face you. So whatever this thing that feels like it's off in the distance, like really grab it and really just like your answer is there. It might feel like the thing that's like keeping you from whatever you want, but that's actually where your answer lies. Okay. Anyway, if we had more time, I could go more in depth. But for everyone else, okay, type in your color, right? Type in your message. And again, don't worry if you got something completely different than what I got. You're unique, you're seeing Melissa, from a unique point of view, okay, your point of view counts, okay? All right, and literally 64 new comments came in. Oh, I see like a bunch of you type in your colors. Awesome. And Laura says, I rarely get colors, but get images. That's fine. Go with the first thing, Laura. Okay. So same, you guys, I'm saying colors, but if you see a symbol, if you see an image, if you see, I don't know, whatever, right? Literally, that's the universe's way of saying, okay, take a look at this. Be open to being surprised. Remember, that's what it's all about. Okay. All right. Lovely. Okay. Just kind of reviewing the colors. Awesome. All right, you guys. Great. Okay. All right. So let me just get some feedback. How was that reading for you? Was it a little easier than yesterday? Did you at least get a flash of color? Right? Did you at least get like a message, even if it was a one-word message? Let me get some feedback from you guys. How was it to read that time? And again, we're going to do 3 more times. And the goal is that the more you do this, the easier it gets. Okay. All right. So give me some feedback, you guys. Zelina says, yes, way easier. Okay. Sherry says, yes. I noticed my awareness was searching like you described what she's probably doing. Okay, great. All right, I heard teacher, easy and clear. Okay, so much clearer now. Okay. All right, I'm seeing you have some messages still. All right, awesome, you guys. And I saw reading came quicker than I thought. All right, so things are opening up, okay? And this is what I mean by setting the energy before you even go into like a reading. It's like here we're setting the energy for surprise, right? Allowing yourself to be surprised and fun. Okay. Now, go ahead and now copy paste your question again, and we're going to read the third person. Okay. Again, just I'm literally going to pick people at random and let's see. Telling you guys, every time I look down at the comments, like 20 new comments came in. Okay, so my apologies if I don't get to you today, but like that's just what I'm seeing, you guys. Okay, Angela says, I seem to have problems getting the message. All right, that's where you need to relax a little more. Just keep staring at the color, right? Keep viewing the color. And then like even for me, I had to wait. I waited probably like 30 seconds before like a word, even just a word came in. I saw the energy, but I'm like, the word didn't come in yet. The message didn't come through. Um, so, all right. Interesting. A lot of spiritual path or mission in life. Um, I want to get a variety of questions. So a lot of you are asking for direction. That's so interesting. Okay. Let's read a love question, you guys. Kathy is asking new love partner soon. Okay. So again, I want to give you like a variety of questions to choose. Like a bunch of you are asking mission or life purpose. But let's read something different, you guys. Okay. Just so like we could practice your third eye muscle here. All right. So we're going to read Kathy Hale. All right. So what I invite you to do now is close your eyes once again. And I want you to reground yourself. Let go of the past readings, right? We want to stay clean between readings. We don't want past readings bleeding into our current reading. All right. And fill in with a new gold sun. Okay. And we're going to tune into Kathy Hale. So same thing, tune into the energy of her name. You could give a hello to her as a spirit, see what energy comes up. And, since we can't be face to face, we're just doing this more on the spirit side of things, you guys. And Kathy, when I tune into Kathy's energy, just everyone see a color. I'll let you guys see a color before I say it out loud. And again, you're looking from your own point of view. Don't worry if you get something the same or different than me. All right. So Kathy, when I look at your energy, I see like a mix of like a pastel orange, pink, like the mixture of it. I don't know what shade of color that is. It's really soft. And Kathy, what I'm getting from you or for you from this color, and again, you guys, I'm just staring at the color and I'm asking myself, what is it about it showing up as pink? What is it showing up as like this pastel? Because it could have shown up as dark orange or it could have shown up as like a really deep salmon pink, right? But for some reason, for me, it's showing up as like a pastel orange pink. So I'm asking myself, what is it about the color showing up in this way? What is the color trying to tell me? So go ahead and ask yourselves that right now. I see blue, I see green, whatever you see. And then you could ask yourself, what is it about it showing up in this way? So Kathy, what I'm getting for you, I'm just getting something about like you're ready for love, or you're ready to like you're opening. It's almost like a flower blooming, like there's like a readiness. And I don't know if you've been doing like a lot of self-healing, self-work, but that's what it looks like. You've just been doing a lot of your own inner work. So whatever you've been doing, it actually looks really good. And what was your exact questions? New love partner soon. Okay. So you guys, I looked at her color, I tuned into her energy. Now I'm tuning into her question. Her question is new love partner soon. It's the same thing. I'm just waiting for the message to come through. I'm getting a yes, but I'm also seeing, is this message coming through of don't think that you need to grow anymore. Like it's almost like you've done a lot of the self work. The next level of quote unquote working on yourself is when you're in the relationship. And when you're in the relationship, you won't know what you don't know, not until you get in the relationship. So it's kind of like it's like when people meditate too much, but then they don't go out in life. It's like get out of the meditation chair already. Go experience life because that's where it really counts. So the message coming through for you really strong, Kathy, is like, it's almost like you don't need to do so much inner work anymore. You've done a lot of it. Like you know who you are is what I'm getting. Now it's time to take it to the next stage and allow yourself to be vulnerable, start meeting people, just be yourself. That when whoever this comes around, it might start off as friendship, of course, right? Then it gets into the relationship, but just be yourself. Allow yourself to get to know different aspects of yourself as you go. All right. So now, of course, you guys, I gave something a little deeper, right? But it started off like same thing. It took me a while to get like, what does that pink orange mean? Okay, what's the message coming through? And you notice my internal dialogue was like, okay, what was it about it coming through that way? Why did it show up as pink or orange is pink, right? It could have shown up as a dark pink or a dark orange, right? But it showed up in this way. What is the universe trying to tell me, or what's the message coming through about why it showed up that way? Right. So it's kind of like being a psychic investigator, right? Go ahead and you guys type in the word psychic investigator, because really that's what it's like. It's like being a psychic investigator, just looking for clues, just waiting, right? And then allowing your intuition, your higher knowing to give you the answer. All right. So let's see. I see the colors. All right, Blaze is saying, I'm not seeing color. So what are you seeing? Okay, go with that. Are you seeing black? Okay, and in the midst of the black, are you seeing like a little tiny bit of color? Are you seeing a shape? Are you seeing like literally be open? Again, be open to be surprised, okay? And yes, I'm saying search for a color, but really part of this exercise tonight is like allow yourself to be surprised. Okay. All right. Great. See a lot of. All right. Doing great, you guys. All right. So you're getting some really good visuals, and many of you are just getting the color. If you're just getting, again, if you're just getting the colors, awesome. Okay. All right. And y'all are getting psychic investigator. Awesome. Y'all are getting that. Okay, you guys. Now we're gonna how many have we read? So we're on the fourth person now. Okay. And Kathy says, right on, Joe, have done tons of inner work. Okay. So again, I don't know Kathy. I don't know her other than from the group, right? But literally, I just went with the first thing that came to me. Okay. And here Kathy's validating what I said, just the amount of inner work that she did. That's like what came to me. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm just saying I'm mostly just getting color at this point. Perfect. Okay, that was the goal for tonight. Even if you just got like a little tiny flash of color that showed up for like a split second, you accomplished what we're out to accomplish tonight. Okay, but even if you just saw black, right? Say I saw black. Okay, you're still seeing something, right? It's not that you're seeing nothing, you're still seeing black. Right? And then when you start with the black, then that gives you permission, like okay, let me see what else I can see. Okay, now we're going to read person number 4, and we're doing good on time, you guys. Okay, so copy paste your question. A, it lets me know that you're still here, and B, I just want to read a variety of questions here. All right, here's a good one, a financial question. Okay, so we did a little love uh, path, and so here's a financial one. Okay, and like I said, I want to give you all a variety of questions to look at here. All right, so we are going to be reading Cynthia Alvarez. Okay, Cynthia Alvarez. All right, her question is, will my financial situation get better? Okay, so we don't know Cynthia. All the best we could do is tune into her energy, see what message comes through. Okay, so I invite you now to close your eyes once again, and everyone reset. I call it resetting between readings. So you might want to let go of your old grounding cord. Imagine literally letting it fall away down to the center of the planet, and then form a new one, right? A nice in present time. I'm seeing a bold blue now for my grounding cord. All right, and I'm filling in with a new gold sun. Go ahead and do the same for yourself. This helps you to reset, okay? All right. So we are reading Cynthia Alvarez. I'm tuning in. I'm giving a hello to Cynthia Alvarez as a soul, as a spirit, tuning into her energy that way. Okay, and seeing color. And before I say mine out loud, just go ahead and I don't want to distract you guys too much. See whatever color shows up for you. Okay. Cynthia, I'm seeing I don't know, looks like this picture of a really tall cliff, and on top of the cliff is like this dark purple house. And the cliff itself is, I don't know if it's like snowy, like how some mountains, even if it's summer, you could still see snow, right? Like, so it's kind of looks like that. Like there's this picture on top of snow, and um, it's a dark purple. All right. So now I'm asking myself, okay, which one is catching my eye? And the dark purple house is catching my eye. And now I'm asking myself, okay, what is it about it showing up as dark purple? And I only see the outline of the house. I don't see any windows. I don't see any doors. And it's interesting, it's like on top of a cliff or this mountain, all alone, solitary. So I'm asking myself, what does this mean? What's the message, or what does it symbolize? Okay. I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit just because I'm more experienced, but Cynthia, I am getting that this represents a past life for you. It looks like you were alone in this past life in this top of this cliff. And there's something about you trying to do things alone. That's really what I'm seeing it symbolizes. Like you're just alone, you're solitary. You want, if it's almost like if anything's going to get done, I have to do it. I got to do it myself or something like that. Anyway, fast forward to this lifetime, the karma that I'm seeing for you this lifetime, and especially around your question, will my financial situation get better? I am seeing that the answer to your question is like, you got to get beyond where you think like if things need to get done, I got to do it myself. I'm getting that you're gonna need to ask for help or allow yourself to be helped. Um, and it's something like allow yourself like find like being resourceful. Like there's a few ways to make money or something like that. And it's almost like just exploring those other ways. But there's something definitely about the whole solitary past life energy coming into this lifetime where, yeah, whatever you do, like just allowing yourself to be helped or even be part of a community or whatever it is. And just realizing that you can't always do it all alone yourself. Um, and, a lot of times when people try to do things on their own, they don't allow themselves to receive in the process. Okay. So I do see like all of that is connected to the finances. But your question is, will it get better? Okay, so let me answer your question more directly now. I'm getting a yes. I see like a fiery orange now showing up for your question. And it's like lighting up that fire to get you going. And once you could get that fire lit up for you, I get a yes for you for sure. Okay. Well, anyway, you guys, I went on kind of a tangent there. I started with this purple house, and I forgot who said like I saw a picture. Well, I saw a picture too, right? It was more than just the color. I saw this picture. Okay. And it showed up as a purple house on top of a hill, on top of a mountain. And I asked, what does it mean? I got like this past life thing to it. Okay. And I've read like 1,000 past life readings already. So I'm just used to reading it that way. But whatever comes forward for you, you just go with the first thing. Okay. So that's literally what I did. I just went with the first thing. All right. So 50 new comments came in, of course, while I was reading. So what the hell, Joe? Are you invading my mind or am I invading yours? Okay. Awesome. Blaze, I got a picture. Yay. Awesome. I'm telling you guys, right? This is why we're doing this like 5 times tonight. Um, it's coming, like you just keep practicing and it just opens up like little by little by little, you guys. Okay. All right. You guys are doing great. At least getting the colors, getting the messages coming through. Okay. I love it. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to read one more person here, okay? But before we do, I just let's take a break, you guys, because sometimes when you read like 4 things in a row, right? It's like, it's a lot. So sometimes you just need a break. You don't want to push anything. But while we're waiting, let me pause for a little mini commercial break here. So let me just remind you guys, okay? I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay, let me share my screen real quick. Again, to put it all in perspective, you guys. Let me show my little PowerPoint presentation here. Okay. So we're on day 4, right? Tomorrow's day 5. Again, to put it on perspective, right? This mini challenge, reading mastery, right? This is, you learned the tools already over the last 4 days. We're practicing tonight, right? All about third eye activation, but also what's involved with reading mastery is crown chakra ascension. Okay. And once you get that down, healing mastery, karma-free healing, deep self healing, healing others, right? Spirit communications mastery, and then manifesting mastery, right? What your guys are getting is like this first step, so that in order to achieve all this other stuff, you need to build that foundation. And just based on everything that we're seeing tonight, y'all are opening up, finally starting to see colors and all that. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you're getting that, you are ready. Okay. I just want to tell you guys, it might not feel like it might still feel like you're such a novice or a beginner, but if you at least got the color tonight, at least got the attitude of like, I'm going to be unstoppable, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to allow myself to be surprised, right? I'm going to relax, right? If you could get all that, you're ready, you guys, right? So for those of you thinking, I might want to go and check out Joe's 12-week psychic mastery accelerator, right? So this is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, you guys, okay? So the accelerator begins on October 27th. Stay tuned till tomorrow, because I'm going to present to you the details, and I'm going to present to you a special deal for everyone that shows up tomorrow. Not to mention, we're going to do the drawing, right? So for everyone that did all their hashtags, day 1 done, or sorry, day 1 live, day 1, day 2 live, day 3 replay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Everyone that gets all 5 hashtags, I'm going to enter your name. Literally going to just spin live, and here are the prizes just to review, right? So if you want a deep chakra healing, $250 value, everything from that to a 30-minute reading, I'm going to pick up to 5 people. You must be present to attend, okay? And I'm going to do that at the end of tomorrow. So just set aside time, just like what we've been doing. We're here for like an hour and a half, okay? And I promise you guys, it's going to be so worth your time. And for those of you that do have that higher calling, right? You do have, like, you want to help people with their gifts, or maybe you don't even know why, but you just feel compelled, like, I got to do this, I got to open up my gifts, right? So I'm going to be presenting you guys with that special deal tomorrow, right? And some of you have already asked, yeah, payment plans, how much does this cost? Like, I'm going to tell you guys all about that, but I will tell you guys that yes, if you are really interested in this stuff, right? You're like, Joe, I really want to do this, I don't know if I could afford it. Well, I can work with you. Okay. I'm willing to work with you. I do have more flexible payment plans, etc. And we're going to go over that tomorrow. But part of being unstoppable, you guys, is that if you really want something, right, you'll find a way. Okay. And I'm willing to help you. Right. I'm willing to be flexible if that's what you guys really want me to do. Okay. But anyway, done with that commercial break. uh, And let's see, I just saw some of the comments come in. So ready. Yes, I love helping people. Tonight is exactly what I have been needing for a while. Okay, awesome, you guys. And Amanda's like, yay, I need this. Okay, the last question, you guys, that we're going to be reading for tonight. And then I'm going to stick around, like right when we get to the 1.5 hour mark. I'm going to complete class, but I will still stick around for any questions. By the way, tomorrow, you guys, I'm also going to throw in a healing for you guys, right? So at the very end of our time together, I'm going to throw in a group healing. And earlier, Archangel Raphael came in. Our Archangel Raphael is a healing angel. So to cap off our experience together, whether you choose to continue on with me or not, I'm going to be channeling some healing energy from Archangel Raphael. It's just a great way for us to complete our time together. Okay. All right. So let's read a guides question. So Shannon, your question caught my eye. Any messages from guides? Okay. So we haven't done a spirit guide question yet. So again, I wanted to just give you a variety of questions to look at. Let's practice. Okay. And if I couldn't get to you today, my apologies, right? But yeah, when I not this Sunday because I'm going to take a break, but usually every Sunday I'm going to go live and I do readings for the public. So you guys could get a chance to get a reading. For those of you, by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but if you want to set up a one-on-one reading with me, you have a chance to win a reading with me. But if anyone wants to set up a one-on-one reading with me, just message me directly. I give 20% off for all of my readings. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. We are going to complete our time together tonight by reading Shannon. Oops, let me stop. Oh yeah. Y'all can see me, right? Okay, yeah. All right. Let's see. We're reading Shannon Major. Okay, so let me reset. I'm getting out of teacher mode and into reader mode here. Okay. Shannon, tuning into your energy. So Shannon, I'm seeing like a spiritual pink yellow. It's not colors of our physical realm. It's more colors from the spiritual realm, if that makes sense. And it's almost like this picture of a nautilus, like that shell, the nautilus. Okay, and then from these colors, I'm starting to see a female spirit guide come through. It's not an angel, it's looks more like a person. And I'm just giving a hello to the spirit guide for you. Definitely a female vibration. And there's like this goddess-like quality, almost like a Greek goddess, kind of an energy to her. So, you guys, this is more advanced, right? So, again, at the very least, if you could just see a color, and then you might see a spirit guide. But at the very least, if you see a color, just go with that, okay? And then from the color, get the message. But I'm just taking it a step further, you guys. Okay. So Shannon, I'm just going to repeat verbatim what I'm hearing. I'm hearing her say, something like let go of the throne. I'm not sure what that means, but there's something like being put on a pedestal or putting others on a pedestal. And it's almost like not truly owning your power if like seeing other people like, oh, they must be better or something like that. The message I'm getting for you is like your true spiritual power lies within. It doesn't come from comparing yourself to others. It doesn't come from comparing yourself like, oh, this person's better or I'm better, or like the spirit guide, this Greek goddess spirit guide is almost like saying, own your power, own your own goddess within. And the more I give a hello to this energy, the more this nautilus shell color, pink, yellow, orange, like all these colors are getting brighter and brighter for you. And I'm seeing your crown chakra start to brighten up a little more and more in the process, the more I give you this communication. And it's just as if the spirit guide is saying, like, remember, you are already part of the pantheon of goddesses. It's almost like she's saying, like, as a reminder, like, you're one of us. And at the same time, she's saying, honor your uniqueness. No one needs to be on a pedestal. You are unique in your own rights. Okay. All right. So that's the reading, you guys. And I got all that literally, I was just staring at the color the whole time. Okay. And also staring at the being and seeing what message came through. All right. And you guys, it's not like I could just sit there and make that up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's coming to me. I was like, okay, that's what's coming to me. My job is just to be a clear channel and just deliver the message. All right, you guys, we're at the end of the 90 minutes. Let me just do a real quick review. At the very least, our goal today was to be surprised, right? To have fun. And at the very least, if you saw color, right? We tuned into the person's name. We saw the color, right? And then you just kind of wait, allow for your higher knowing, your intuition to come through to deliver you the message. Now, you may get just one word, right? It happened that I've just been doing this for a while. So like I got messages from the spirit guide, I got past life readings, like all those energies. Really, one of my sub goals for you guys is like just to demonstrate that if I can do it, right, with the right training, you guys can do it too. Okay. So everything I know, my goal is I want to teach you guys how to do the same thing. Okay. And again, look at what you accomplished in 4 short days, right? You know, before we end our time together, like take a moment, you guys, give yourself a psychic pat on the back that A, you showed up, right? Because again, I saw this energy of like some of you weren't going to show up. B, you put yourself out there, you're practicing, you're sharing, right? Even for those of you like, oh, I'm not sure if I see anything yet, you're still being vulnerable. Okay, I love that. Show that you're vulnerable. Okay. And then you just allowed yourself to be unstoppable, to be an amusement, to relax, right? To have fun, to be surprised, like all of that. Right. So what I want to say is great job. Okay. You all did so great. You're amazing. The fact that you're here, Katie is saying this was so cool and validating, right? This is what this work is all about, right? Validation that your gifts are real, that you truly are gifted. Okay. It's time to start owning that. And, you know, for those of you like, I just read the comments, like the ones that were able to receive the reading tonight. A lot of you are like, oh my God, thank you so much. Right. Thanks for the validation. Thanks for helping me see things that I didn't see before. That's what this all about. It's all about, you guys. When you could actually use your gifts to help others with your insights, with your messages, right? Helping people to see things that they weren't able to see on their own, helping people to get unstuck. Like here, you guys were stuck on your own gifts, but when you could get unstuck and now you can help others get unstuck, right? That's what I'm going to be sharing with you tomorrow, especially with the program. Yeah, it's more training, but what is this all about, you guys? Well, imagine, you know, it's just one of me, you guys, right? But if I could help you, like 100 of you guys, right? But then 100 of you help 100 other people or 1,000 other people. Imagine what a world it can be. Okay. So if you just get that, you guys, that's what this is all about. So again, great job, great validation. We're going to officially end tonight right here. Okay. I'm not going to teach anything new. However, I will stick around for the Q&A. All right. So for those of you that got to leave, thanks for being here. Definitely show up tomorrow because I got a lot of great information still to share with you. For those of you that have to leave, I will see you tomorrow. But for those of you that want to stick around, I will stick around till I answer all your questions. Okay. All right. So I see a bunch of thank yous. Sean said the grounding exercise is flowing. So easy now. Awesome. I love that. Charlene, I enjoyed tonight. I don't think I see, but here, however, I know I have gifts. Of course you do. You wouldn't be here unless you have gifts. Cynthia, God bless. Extreme energy feels awesome. Great. Slow and steady wins the race, says Justin. So true. Kathy, amazing. Thank you. The reference from someone about the grocery store was confirmation. I used to say, okay. Lisa says, thank you. Okay. You guys are most welcome. All right. So now, those of you that are sticking around, if you have questions, feel free to ask me now. It could be about anything we covered tonight, the technique, or anything at all. Okay. While I'm live, ask. Okay. I'm not doing a reading anymore, you guys. So it's just more of I'm more in teacher mode now. So if you have any questions, please do ask now. And remember to type in your hashtags too. Sherry Smith, I've gotten so much better the past few days. Awesome. Love that. Amy says day 4 live was great. See you tomorrow. Great job, you guys. Okay. Well, what questions do you have, you guys? Any questions at all? Jenny, you're so welcome. Any questions about your gifts or anything at all? Spirit guides or karma? Anything that you want to ask me? Zelina, it's getting easier. Awesome. Glad to hear that. All right. And I know it takes like 20 seconds for you guys to hear me and then another few seconds to type in. So let me see. Okay. Okay, I see the questions coming in. Let me just see where the questions started. Sherry's asking, can you hear spirits as well as see them? Yes. It took me a while. Actually, I couldn't even see spirit or hear spirit at first, but the more I cleaned out my chakras and got clear, right, grounding and all this other stuff that you're going to learn in the future, yeah, I could hear them more. The analogy I like to use, it's like I could hear them with my spirit ears, not necessarily my physical ears. And same thing, just like clairvoyantly, I see them with my spirit eyes, or I see these colors, or like I'm seeing them with my spiritual eyes. Okay. So literally, you guys, it's like learning a new language, so like learning a new way to relate to energy. But yeah, I could totally hear them. Joe, is it normal when you got straight symbols instead of colors first? Absolutely. Yeah. Um, you might see colors, you might see faces, you might see there's one student I remember she would always just see lines, but like the way the information came for her is like, was it a thick line, a thin line, a bunch of lines? But for some reason that's how she got her messages, with like just these lines. Is different, but that's just how she got it. Okay. And however you get it, again, just have it be, it's like it's no accident that's how the universe is trying to present you the information. Okay, so just go with it. um Shauna, will we be able to get deeper answers just by continuing to practice? Absolutely, yes. Okay, so one thing I teach in my more advanced programs is like this practice of like you get the initial color, but then you start to see like, okay, what is like another detail that's starting to pop up? And you notice in one of the readings, like it started with a light yellow, but it turned to a gold. So you're noticing like the movement, the transformation, the shifting of the color. Okay, so all those are clues, right? And that's where you get the deeper information. Justin, back to my comment earlier, we both chose the same new grounding core color, bold blue. And again, I see you in my mind doing these techniques with me. What higher awareness do you mean? Was I in your head or vice versa? You know, Justin, I've run across some psychics that you're, how can I put, what's the right words wanted to come to? You're someone whose abilities transcend space and time, right? So it's not necessarily that you're in my head per se. It's more that because you can transcend space, time, reality, it's almost like there's just no boundaries, right? So the way the information comes to you, it's almost like it just comes to you via your higher knowing, just like that. All right. So, Justin, don't overthink it. And at the same time, I could totally get why you want clarification. Right. But my sense with you, Justin, is that you're just that type of psychic. Okay. It's just like a form of a gift where it reminds me of a teacher, a fellow teacher I used to teach with at the school I used to teach at. Um, she was that type of person, like 2 seconds before you said the word, she already knew what you were gonna say. Right. She also had this thing, it's so funny. She's like, the stud finders, like, where the wall, right? Like wherever you want to nail the thing in or put a nail in. She goes, I don't even need a stud finder. I already know where to nail the thing in. So some psychics are like that. I'm not that talented. I still need the stud finder, right? But some people are just more open than others. So just own it, Justin. That's just your thing. Okay. Jessica, how to center yourself when in chaos. Use that tool, center of head. Okay. And the visual, it's like being that calm in the middle of the storm. And I didn't really teach it this way this time around, but one of the things about being in the center of your head is it's a neutral place to be. Okay. It's not near the front of your head. It's not near the back of your head. It's not in the left brain. It's not in the right brain. Literally, it's right in the middle. Okay. It's the neutral zone. So the more you could practice just being in the center like that, finding your center, right? When you get to that point, then you have your protection rows, your psychic boundaries. The more you practice this, you guys, right? It doesn't matter what's going on in the outside world. Whatever is going on inside your bubble, you could set your bubble to your own sanctuary vibration, peace. Okay. It takes practice, lots of meditation, right? But yeah, that's how you center yourself. Got the other dogs. Yeah, my dog is, of course, underneath the desk here. Linda, okay, so I'm very visual. I tend to see detailed images, but they aren't all what you're seeing. So tonight I was practicing not comparing and just saying it kind of embarrassing, really, but I'm doing it to honor what I see. Yeah, Linda, what you see is what you see, okay? And that's kind of why I paused a little bit before I answered, like shared with you what I saw. Literally, you're looking at it from your unique point of view. So if I'm looking at it from this angle and you're looking at it from another angle, your point of view is just as valid as mine and everyone else's, okay? And yes, it's so hard to compare or not compare yourself. That's just human nature. But yeah, don't worry about it, okay? Always go with what you get. Everything you get, you see is valid. And that's what validation is all about. Okay, that's the practice too. Amber, do you ever go over past life reading training in the program coming up? Yes. And as a matter of fact, we cover past life, that past life training. I want to say it's like in the first or second week after I'm setting up the curriculum in a new way. But yeah, within the first 2 weeks, we're already doing past lives. Okay. And go to type in past lives, you guys, if you want to learn how to read a past life, how to read chakras, like y'all are learning how to activate your third eye, but imagine what else you can do with it. All right. Nicole, what answers pop up like hearing them, like hearing the color yellow instead of being said to myself? Yeah, in the beginning for me, Nicole, I actually just heard the word or I saw the word green, for example. I didn't necessarily see the color green, but after a while, right? Like anything, it just takes practice. And yeah, in the beginning, if you're hearing it, just go with it. Okay. It's still an answer. It's still like the universe trying to deliver a message. And right now, you're hearing it, right? Because maybe that could just be your thing. You're more clairaudient. But over time, with practice, you get more and more into your third eye. Okay. That'll open up more and more. Jenny, I've always just downloaded, just knowing mostly or feel energy very strongly. Like, well, taking more classes help me see. Absolutely. Okay. This is why it's a 12-week program, you guys, right? Because, it just reminds me of a student, a student of mine. For the first 3 weeks, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Right. But by the fourth week, he's like, oh my God, I just saw like this plethora. That was his word, a plethora of color. And then from that point on, he couldn't stop seeing color. He was just so overjoyed, right? But he had to work through a lot of blocks. His gifts were right there, but he had all this energy that it just took a while. Okay. You don't want to force anything. You don't want to force a healing. Everyone opens up in their own time. But this is why it's a 12-week program, you guys. It gives you that space. Okay. So just like Nicole said, you might hear the message first. It just might come in from your higher knowing. Me personally, I'm more of a knower. So that's more of a crown chakra, So unlike some people where they feel things with their second chakra and they have to come up to the third eye, For me, I was always in my crown and I actually had to come down into the center of my head. If that makes sense. Okay. So, yes, absolutely. No matter what your gifts are, where you're naturally at, yes, the training is designed so that you start with where you're at. And then over time, by the time week 12 comes around, you're already just really like working with their third eye is going to be second nature, really. Okay. That's the goal. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not sure I have gifts, but I got headaches trying to search for colors. Is normal to have very light headache, or was I doing it too serious? Also, consistently seeing the color green with black background amongst the people, interpreting colors is subjective. Yes. So green for me means good health and money. Is this valid? Yeah. So Suri, go with the first thing. Okay. And the other thing, Suri, is that you wouldn't be here unless you're gifted in the first place, right? Non-gifted people don't show up to things like this. All right. And here's the thing about just real quick, you guys, like people that say, am I gifted or what are my gifts? The people that tend to ask that question are actually multi-gifted, right? You're more than one. You're not just a clairvoyant. You're not just a clairaudient. Usually you're more than one. Okay. And that's why it's hard to distinguish like, am I gifted? It's like, well, yeah, you likely are multi-gifted. That's why it's hard to pinpoint what exactly your gifts are. All right. Shauna, I see a mix of color, pictures, color, squiggly lines, and swirly thingies. Perfect. Amanda, this is the first challenge that I have faithfully put my efforts into, and tonight it paid off. Yes. I was able to come here and find the person that I've been receiving messages for today. Perfect. Love that. Thanks for sharing. Shannon, is it possible to set up symbol and meanings with your guides so when reading someone, it flows easier? Yeah, after a while, Shannon, you're going to build up a catalog of colors. You're going to build up a catalog of symbols. Like for me, for example, every time I see green, green means healing, right? Even though I do see green though, right? I still have to check in. Maybe I might read a different person and I see the green, but maybe that day, that person, green means money. Okay. So yeah, after a while, you will have like your own personal catalog of color, but you still want to be open, still be open to being surprised. Okay. All right. Amber, why is it I have no problem reading others, but for myself, I don't seem to get things? Yeah. You know what, Amber, that's a great observation. Reading yourself is actually really hard. And the reason why is because it's hard to be neutral about yourself. Okay. So with practice, right, you start reading other people, and it's great to read strangers because you don't know them. So you don't have a lot of background, right? But after a while, you build that muscle, and then you can start to read yourself much more easily. Okay. It does take practice. It takes a higher level of neutrality to be neutral with yourself. Okay. Justin, wow, I'm shaking. LOL. Thank you, Joe. I will own it. Awesome. And I'm like 6 minutes behind on the comments, you guys. Sorry. Um, Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I'll wake and my whole body is vibrating. It feels like I'm being lifted up toward the ceiling. What is that? Yeah, Shauna, when you are dreaming, literally your soul goes up into the astral. Okay. And really, astral is just another dimensional reality, but I'll just say up just to give that a frame of reference. And the astral plane, as far as vibrational frequency, is very close to the physical plane, right? You could say like it's a next level up in frequency or space vibration. But the thing is, it's not physical. It's close enough to the physical so that when you go dream, you could work things out. So say like you want to work out a new relationship, or you want to work out a new career, or you want to work out some problem that you're trying to work out and you need a solution. Well, you go up to the astral. Okay. So yeah, when and if you feel like you're being lifted, it could be you're just experiencing where you're literally leaving your body while you're dreaming. So you go up to the astral. Okay. Um, Nathan, my spiritual awakening has caused me to want to forsake community and fight against oppression, tyranny, and colonialism. Is that normal? Everyone on their own journey, Nathan. Put it this way. when you are awakening, you're discovering a new level of truth for you. And the thing about awakening is you awaken to all those things that you realize, oh, all those things I thought were true, they're no longer true, right? So when people wake up, all of a sudden, yeah, now you're on a mission of truth, right? For me, talking about seeing beyond the veil, like my mission became like, I want to help others see beyond the veil. I want to help heal others so that they could help heal others, and what a world it could be, right? So that was my awakening. Was I don't like when people just stay stuck, right? I want help. I want to help people become free. Like freedom is like a thing for me. Even growing up, like freedom, 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 right? What if we could all be free? So yeah, it's totally normal, especially when you have any kind of awakening. But eventually, yes, Nathan, you do get back to community because you're still on this planet, you're still around other people. But you're going to create community in a whole new way. Okay. Elsa, I've seen spirit, but look so real as if they're regular human. Is that possible? I usually doubt myself. Absolutely. And you know, some spirit are more capable of showing themselves than other spirit. Okay. So sometimes it's less about your capability to see spirits. A lot of times it's the capability of spirit to show itself. So it works from both ends. Okay. And sometimes, yes, you can work with spirits so that they can show themselves more clearly to you. But yeah, if you're seeing that, then yeah, it's not unusual. Laura, I have a question. When you're focusing, are your eyes looking up to the third eye or just what your eyes show you? So yeah, it's literally, it's kind of like if you're sitting in a movie theater, you're sitting in your chair, just looking straight out at the screen. Okay. So your eyes are just relaxed. Okay. And you're just observing, just really like being that neutral observer, seeing what shows up. Okay. But no, I'm not looking straight up and then trying to look through my third eye. I'm just looking kind of more straightforward. All right. Yeah, I'm not in a reading. So whoever asked about the okay, a bunch of you are asking about or commenting on when I asked about past lives. All right. Oh, Heather, interesting. My 5-year-old daughter talks about past lives all the time. Yeah, you know what? One of my former students, her friend, her friend's son, literally one day was like, I was your grandfather in a past life. And he never met his grandfather, but he knew the grandfather's name, occupation. And it was like, oh my God. What? And the thing about past lives and stuff like that, right? Some people remember them. Okay. So yeah, Heather, if your daughter talks about past lives, go with it, right? A lot of these kids nowadays are waking up. I don't know what the latest term for them is nowadays, right? But you've heard of terms like indigo child and, you know, crystal children. Like it's all the same thing, right? Just different generations, depending on whatever. But to me, it's all the same. Like kids nowadays are more open. And we have a lot of star seeds coming in too who are waking up, right? Anyway, star seeds is a whole other thing. Let me just try to get to as many questions here. What do I do during meditation when I go through a trance? Is spirits trying to connect? I'm not sure what you mean by trance, Brino. Maybe you could, if you're still here, maybe you could clarify. Um, Carla asked me, I feel in my crown chakra first. Yeah, that's a higher knowing. Okay, Sherry, I see an alien. If I see an alien face, doesn't mean I'm channeling an alien entity. Not necessarily channeling. Okay. It could just be you're just seeing the picture. All right. Now, just like anything I taught last or tonight, right? You see the picture and then just kind of tune into the picture to see what message is coming through. It's kind of like when I read that spirit guide, right? I was just literally looking at that spirit. Does it mean I was channeling the spirit? No, I was just the being was out there, right? Outside my aura. but I could still communicate with it. Now, channeling means you're actually bringing the being into your space on purpose. Well, some people do it unintentionally too. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you're channeling. Okay. It could just mean that you're just seeing the image and clairvoyantly, right? You could just get the message clairvoyantly. And that's what I'm teaching. I'm not teaching channeling. That's a whole other skill set. But yeah, it doesn't mean you're channeling per se. Okay. It could be, but it doesn't mean it. Joe, if you're gifty, how do you develop them? Do you want to choose what you want to use and let go of the rest? Yeah, you know what? I find that if you're multi-gifted, working with your third eye is a good place to start. Okay. One, it lifts you out of your second chakra, get beyond feeling. Two, the knowing piece of it all, that's all great. That's all well and good. But there's a saying, when you could see it, seeing is believing, right? So it just gives that extra layer of validation when you could just start with your third eye. And then what I find is that even though you're working on your third eye, everything else just tends to naturally work itself out. Okay. Especially when you're in the practice of grounding, clearing, replenishing with a gold sun, everything else just starts to come into play. Okay. All right. Nathan, awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. Appreciate thoughtful insight and your relaxing vibes. All right. Thank you. Amber goes for a close family and all as well, correct? Because yeah, it's hard to be neutral of family and friends too. Yeah, because you already know them, you have that background information, but it's just that next level of skill though, right? When you can start to read family. I read my aunt, this is a quick story. I read my aunt, and I know my aunt, right? But she had me do like a chakra check, or I did a chakra reading for her. And I got to her second chakra, and I was like, I see the energy of your mom in there, like my grandmother, right? And then there I was just doing the reading, and I just kept hearing, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And my aunt, oh my God, she just burst into tears. And she goes, Joe, I've been having a lot of communication with her. And that's what I kept hearing, that you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Right? So even though it's my aunt and even though I know her, right, I still use the tools. I still observed, right? I still waited for a color and a message to come through. And so even if I know my aunt, right, that was what came through. And it was such great validation. It was such a great moment. I'm so happy I could deliver that message to her, right? Yet another gift of being a healer and a psychic here, you guys. Sherry, is the veil really thinner on Halloween? You know what? I've never really considered that. I think there's just an overall group agreement with humanity that, yes, it's like being open to spirit coming through on that day. And does the veil thin that day? I suppose so, right? But when like literally millions of people are open to that thought, then yeah, it kind of opens the door a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. So I don't know about the day per se. Maybe someone else might know better than I do about that. But that's just that's my take on it. Rainbow children. Okay, yeah. Indigo, starseed, all the same. Yep, I agree. They think kids are waking up with full on spiritual abilities these days. Yeah. Just reminds me of my niece growing up. We were just walking, I was holding her hand, and then she stumbled upon something, right? And like in my mind, I was like, oh my God, are you okay? But before the words came out, she said to me, I'm okay. I'm like, oh my gosh. So kids are just naturally open anyway, but it was just such a neat moment that to witness that, because as people get older, of course, their gifts start to shut down or get blocked, right? But that was just a neat moment to witness that. Heather, totally, she has told me the town we lived in, it was 1930s France. Yes, she's definitely open. Oh, that was about your daughter seeing past lives. Yeah. Oh my gosh. in a way, it's fascinating, isn't it? When kids are that open. Brino, feels like something's taking over my body. Okay. Yeah, you know what, Brino? What I suggest for you, okay, is to ground all that psychic protection stuff. And the more you fill in with a gold sun of your own energy, one of my teachers used to say, fill in so much that you don't have room for anyone else but you. Okay. Now, if you're still challenged by that, Brino, what I suggest is go see a healer, go see a psychic, okay, that specializes in that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, the thing is, one thing I teach is like it's your body, your temple, right? So you don't have to let anything into your body that you don't want. It's very similar to like, when people are like, please take your shoes off before you come in my home, right? That's the rules of that person's house. So of course you're going to respect that. Right. So same thing goes for the world of spirit. Like if you don't want them in, don't let them in. Okay. That's up to you. You get to declare that. Right. So you notice my tone, like I'm still having an amusement, having fun, but there's also this sense of seniority. Like this is my world. This is my bubble. If you don't belong here, then you're not allowed in here. Okay. So I think I told you guys a story. Like I used to get ringing in the ears like crazy all the time. But ever since I set that rule, like, no, you guys can't do that anymore because A, I won't be able to understand you. But B, if you keep doing that, then I'm just not going to deliver the message that you want me to deliver. You have to come in on my time, right? You come in when I'm in my psychic space, when I'm in my psychic space and I'm able to receive the message. Right. So you notice how firm I am, you guys? Okay. So that's what it takes. It's really what it takes. You don't need to let anything take over you that you don't want to take over. All right. So I hope that helps. Shannon, how would you be able to tell which chakra is blocked? Yeah, great question. I find that the troubled chakra is usually where you're having like some kind of physical thing. So like if you get sore throats all the time, that's a sign that maybe there's something up with your fifth chakra. Or if you get headaches all the time, oh, maybe that's something going on with your crown, right? So a lot of times the physical manifestation is a clue to what exactly chakra is blocked, okay? I used to have a student, um, like she had something in her belly, right? And I'm trying to remember, like, I don't remember my readings, you guys. It's like when things come up, it's like, that's the memory. But I do specifically remember, like, hey, there's something like in between your second and third chakra, right? Come to find out, she had cancer, right? And she didn't want chemo, right? And she ended up passing away like 6 months after class. Like she wanted to get the class in, but she didn't want chemo. Okay. But that's yet another thing. Like when you're looking clairvoyantly, like I saw this brown energy, like literally between her second and third chakra. Okay. So not necessarily that those specific chakras were blocked, but it is associated with those chakras. Okay. Let's see, Zelina, I feel like I've been sync for a while now. Okay. Um, Carlola, wow, I was thinking about doing a reading about empathic kids and how they absorb energy. Awesome. Katie, some synchronicity lately. A pregnant woman I met recently had due date same day as my birthday. Yeah, the more you get into this work, you guys, the more synchronicities just happen. That's like the magic of this work. Okay. There you are working on your gifts, but because you're working in the world of energy too, synchronicities happen faster. That's what I find. They just happen faster. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, that's all. I don't see any other questions coming in. I just see more comments. Let me just scroll. Okay. Well, why don't we complete our time together right there? So again, thanks for sticking around, you guys. Definitely show up for tomorrow because a lot of the questions that you're asking today, a lot of stuff you're wondering about, a lot of the stuff you're wondering about, like what's next for my guests, like we're going to go over all of that tomorrow. And again, if you're interested in continuing the training, I'm going to present you with a real cool offer. It's not even offered on my website. Like you're literally not going to find it anywhere else. Okay, you guys? All right. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Be blessed. Glad you had some fun tonight. A lot of great insights. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. All right, you guys. Talk to you later.